some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin? Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of everybody.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again. Today, we're going to talk about Diddy sting. Everyone, please get the likes up. Get the likes up. I apologize for being tardy. Y'all know how it is. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. Hold on. Let me put my banner up here. All right. Thank you for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Sunday Vitamins. Okay, so as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. If you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left. All right, hello. Hundia is in the house. OG Patrice. Juju B said, low down, dirty scoundrels know what to do. All right. Kathy B is here. G from the land. Lillian X. James is here. All right. That crazy beach Aries. Myth King the Dean. Love her. Edward. Nessie X. Chris B. Bronze Flat Power God. All right. Deronda, I see you. Christy One Love. Okay. Ray Williams. Let's get into it. Steven. All right. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Y'all know they be hating on the Queen on ScrewTube, honey. All right. Y'all know how it goes down. Well, that all being said, shout out to all of my loyal royals in the chat. Everyone tuned into the Queen. Okay. I see you, Jamon. All right. Let's get into it. So many receipts on Diddy. I absolutely cannot keep up. Hey, Sugar Mama. Okay, Miss Diddy is in the house. All right, so let's get into it without further ado. Now you all see that 50 Cent is clearly trolling again. And, 50 Cent remains unbothered, despite Daphne Joy telling all those lies. But anyway, this is what he posted. That's what he posted, as you can see. And now they're comparing Diddy to Epstein, which I did months ago. Okay, so let's talk about it, because here are some of the things they're saying. In fact, a legal expert says that Diddy might even have the same fate as Epstein. So let's talk about some of the Epstein comparisons. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Very important that you like and share the videos. Okay, thank you for that. So with federal investigators looking into Sean Diddy Combs in a SEX trafficking investigation after multiple women and at least one man accused him of bad behavior, the hip-hop mogul is drawing comparisons to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, like Epstein, a financier who had his own private islands in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Combs has been accused of luring victims with his luxurious lifestyle, and in some cases, assaulting them aboard a yacht that he rented for trips to the Virgin Island and St. Bartholomew. Some of the most explosive allegations have come from a February lawsuit filed by producer Little Rod, aka Rodney Jones. So he filed against Combs, alleging a pattern of sexual assaults and sex trafficking that he claims are recorded on hidden cameras throughout the mogul's homes. Now, Combs' mansion in Los Angeles and Miami were raided earlier this week in connection with a federal human trafficking investigation, months after similar accusations emerged in a series of lawsuits. The lawsuit also alleges Combs had an aide who would play a similar role to Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's madam, who is now convicted as a trafficker. Now, just a few weeks ago, Combs was riding high, receiving the ceremonial key to New York City. Did you all remember that they gave him the keys to New York? And celebrating the release of his first hit album in years on the same day. That's when it all went bad. Let me tell you all something. Those people that I told you all that wanted to take Diddy down because he dared to go against the grain when he filed that lawsuit about his Ciroc brand liquor and all of that, well, they picked the perfect time to do so. When Diddy was flying high thinking everything was great, okay, that's when they said, we're taking him down right now. And that's when all the allegations began. Please pay attention. So the bad boy of entertainment is getting the key to the city from the bad boy of politics Mayor Eric Adams as he presented a giant key to Combs in Times Square. They say he escaped a lot because of who he was. This is what Derek Parker, a former member of the NYPD's Rap Intelligence Unit, who investigated the 1999 club shooting that landed Combs and Jennifer Lopez in handcuffs. Now a lot of stuff is coming back to him, he says. So let's get into that, because this is the guy that they call the hip-hop police. And he's known Diddy for years, okay? And he had some things to say. So let's get into it. I'm going to put the video up. Everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go.
I have learned from sources that investigators have found several weapons inside his homes. Several. They also have found videos. It's been reported that Diddy has collected images of people in compromising situations at his residences. TMZ now obtained this video inside his home in Los Angeles after the raid by federal agents. It's reported that Diddy is the target of a sex trafficking investigation that comes after he was hit with a wave of civil lawsuits alleging sexual assault and trafficking. I've also learned exclusively that Diddy is in Miami. Authorities know exactly where he is. They've been in touch with his legal team. Sources tell me he's trying to avoid the paparazzi, and they're telling me he will not be arrested soon. Former NYPD Detective Derek Parker, known as the hip-hop cop, is joining me now with his thoughts on how this plays out. First, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So you know Diddy, right?
Yes.
In what way?
Back in the 90s, I was assigned to the NYPD. I was the hip-hop cop back then, so I had to assist in arresting him in several instances where there were some crimes committed.
What were those arrests for?
One was the Club New York shooting. He was with J-Lo at the time, and the other one was the Steve Stout assault that happened with MTV.
Right. Okay. So I have some exclusive information, which you just heard. The fact, if it's true, that they found a lot of weapons at his homes, what do you think this could mean?
Well, what happens here is that the federal government started a case with him. Apparently the search warrant that had his houses in Miami and LA was pre-planned already. They knew they were going to do that. So they have a much bigger case. Right now with the guns, they're going to check them. They're going to trace them, see if they were used in any crimes. They're going to go over anything about cooperators that are cooperating with them. They're going to be talking to a lot of people about certain criminal acts that he might have committed, and then go from there.
And what about the videos?
Well, they're going to sift through those videos. They're going to look at them and then see if there's any criminality on those videos, and then they'll go from there.
So what do you think? I mean, it just seems like the house of cards might fall for Diddy right now.
It's not looking that great. Right now, I know that he has high-powered attorneys, and
right.
With all these allegations that are coming out against him and against other people, a lot of people are starting to be very nervous about what's going on.
When you arrested Diddy back in the day, what kind of interaction did you have with him?
More professional. I mean, he knew who I was. I knew who he was. And whenever he got into trouble, it was like I was like his detective. So,
yeah.
You know, I always had to come to the precinct of whatever happened and then to deal with him, to make sure that everything was good with the detectives there and then everything else going on.
We should mention that Diddy has denied any wrongdoing.
Right.
As of right now, he's saying he had nothing to do with anything. So.
Right now, it's just an investigation.
Right. But it seems like all of this came to light after his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, alleged that she was in a very abusive relationship with him.
That accelerated things. I mean, his settlement with her and all the criminal acts that she alleged have happened, and then other people started coming forward, so it's like a house of cards.
Yeah, and I think there are several people right now that are alleging that they were in allegedly compromising positions at Diddy's house,
yes,
being forced to do things that they didn't want to do.
There are a lot of things that are coming out right now, and what's going to happen is that the government's going to go through all of these things that they have uncovered, and they're going to see if there's any criminality. If any charges are to be brought, they will bring them later.
So let's talk about this, because I'm not like into the weeds of all this.
Okay.
But apparently TMZ is reporting that Suge Knight, who's in prison right now, right? And he's
in prison, yes, he's in jail.
For
he ran over an individual in Los Angeles and he committed a homicide.
Okay. So TMZ is reporting that Suge Knight has said to Diddy right now, your life is in danger.
Yes. Okay, what he's probably saying, I can't speak for what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because of everything that's going on right now, there's probably a lot of people that are upset about what's going on. And then, you know, even yesterday I started seeing things online where people are starting to make threats towards 50 and Diddy is starting to go back. And this is how it starts in hip hop. It starts right on social media and then it goes into the streets.
It does. You know, you don't hear about that too much. I mean, back in the day, yes. Right? There was a lot of that.
Back in the days, you had diss records where people would just do diss records, and one rapper would talk about the other rapper. Now they go to clubs and places, and this is where they meet, and then there's always collateral damage.
Okay, so there's also been talk. I didn't realize like there was this Camp Diddy. We're hearing that Usher, when he was a young man just starting in the business, he went to Diddy's house for an extended period of time. Even Justin Bieber was brought there. I think he was 15 years old. And now we're kind of looking at their interviews that they gave years ago about being at Diddy's house and what transpired. We're looking at it differently.
Well, they are, because they were young men at the time. So with all the sex trafficking allegations that are out right now, this is what everybody's looking at. They're looking at the past and the present.
So we're hearing that Diddy is not going to be arrested anytime soon. What do you think is going on in the meantime?
Well, the government is building their case. Apparently what they're doing is they're going through all the witnesses or cooperators that they have, all the evidence that they've uncovered, and they're going to see if there's any charges that are going to be brought up. But you'll see something happening very soon. This is not over.
I was about to say, and the Southern District of New York?
And that's one of the most prestigious districts. I just testified in the Eastern District about a month ago, so I know.
So you know these guys don't fool around?
No, they don't fool around at all.
Tarek Parker, thank you so much for being here. The hip-hop cop weighing in this morning on the Diddy investigation. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so they're saying it's going to be a minute before Diddy is in fact arrested or charges brought. And here's what they say in this other report that I found. Diddy probe could take months before feds decide whether to file charges, and here's why. Federal agents swarmed the Miami Beach and Los Angeles homes of Sean Diddy Combs during simultaneous raids on Monday, and even questioned the superstar hip-hop producer at a local airport. But it's going to be a while before prosecutors consider charging him in an unfolding SEX trafficking investigation. Now, the search warrants, which reflect a roadmap of insider information from people linked to Combs who have sued him, allowed agents to focus on collecting electronic equipment such as laptops, mobile phones, and other devices at the mega rapper's estates, according to sources familiar with the probe. Homeland Security investigation agents will now pore over the evidence gathered from those searches to verify whether Combs pressured his staff and associates to hire prostitutes and possibly minors even to have sex with him as he traveled across the country, as alleged in recent civil lawsuits. Now, that view, along with testimony from cooperating witnesses and potential victims, could take weeks or months before the feds decide whether they have enough to bring charges. Now, they say this investigation is about the electronics. In a statement that went out on Tuesday evening in the Herald, an attorney for Combs decried the federal agents' raids, saying that he was innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name. So with that all being said, they said the investigation led by Homeland Security's office in New York and prosecutors at the Southern District of New York and Manhattan will depend on whether the evidence shows Combs used both money and force to coerce sex workers and possibly underage girls into having sexual encounters with him at his homes in Miami, Los Angeles, and elsewhere. While federal agents were able to question Combs on Monday afternoon at the Miami Opa-locka Executive Airport, they eventually let him go. A plane linked to Diddy was at the airport in Antigua and Barbuda Tuesday. An official with that country's government told the Herald that immigration records did not show him arriving in the Caribbean country. So such cases can be less difficult to make if victims are underage girls or boys. But even then, there's always the question of whether they will cooperate as witnesses. Now, in South Florida's most notorious case, federal prosecutors chose not to bring sex trafficking charges against wealthy New York investor Jeffrey Epstein, who was suspected of sexually abusing young women and teenage girls at his estate in Palm Beach. Instead, in 2006, the feds let state authorities pursue 2 lighter charges of soliciting prostitution, which led to a lenient jail term of 13 months and eventually a huge scandal that climaxed with Epstein's deletion of himself. Now, this happened in a New York jail in 2019 as he faced new charges of sex trafficking. That's why they should have charged him with it in the first place, because Jeffrey Epstein got away and was able to continue doing these things for decades. Now, lawyers with decades of experience in sex trafficking cases say that proving them is extremely challenging, not only because of their complexity, but because of the credibility of the witnesses. In cases involving adults, prosecutors have to show that a trafficker used force, fraud, or coercion to subject the victims to engage in commercial sex under federal law. Now, in cases involving minors, however, the barriers to prosecution are not as high because the victims are under the age of 18. Now, the former chief of special prosecution section at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Miami from 2008 to 2019 said that making sex trafficking cases boils down to knowing the scheme and showing a pattern. They say the key to these kinds of cases is to treat them like a complex crime. This is what Barbara Martinez, a partner with the Holland and Knight law firm in Miami. She says, what you're looking for are pieces of a puzzle and that you have to piece them together. She said the federal searches of Combs' estates will produce mountains of emails, text messages, and social media posts that will fit into a compelling timeline, saying that the goal is always to corroborate things that don't lie. A Fort Lauderdale attorney, Bradley Edwards, who obtained civil settlements from about 200 Epstein victims over more than a decade, said prosecutors in the Combs sex trafficking case will be able to build upon evidence disclosed by accusers in prior lawsuits brought against the music producer. Edwards cited the latest one filed in New York last month by music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who says Combs, his staff, and other executives knew about it and were involved in illicit and unwanted sexual activities in Florida, New York, California, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Now, Jones, who plays multiple instruments and was hired by Combs in 2022 to help produce his latest album, claims in the suit that Combs threatened him, groped him, and even drugged him. He also says that he took video recordings of many of their interactions. But Edwards said the most striking allegation in Jones's case is his claims that he has irrefutable evidence of Combs providing laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, and the U.S. Virgin Islands and Florida. They say what he's describing is the sex trafficking of minors. Now, he noted that Jones could be a witness for federal investigators. Somebody had to take notice of that. I'm assuming federal investigators are chasing that. Now, Jones also claims that Combs forced him to go to Booby Trap on the river in Miami to solicit strippers to have sex with Combs, and this is according to the suit, and that he made Jones wear a bad boy recording label hats or cap to signal to the women that Combs wanted to pay for their services. All nefarious. I just want y'all to pay attention. It is all nefarious. Diddy, you're going down. You are going down, Diddy. Okay, Christopher said, whoa, they got him. Oh, of course they do. Of course they do. But let me continue. This is all so crazy. So let's talk about, let's talk about Star Island and his yacht. First of all, he was outside the other day. I don't know if you all saw this, but according to sources, he was outside with his shirt off, honey. I don't know why Diddy's trying to hurt our feelings coming outside with his shirt off, honey. I didn't want to see his granddad bod, but anyhow, he was all outside, honey. Let me pull this up so y'all can get a laugh, because I clearly did. All right. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Diddy said he is outside. Y'all can hate all y'all want. He is clearly unbothered by these nefarious charges. Purple X said he's not the only one, Queen. The rabbit hole runs deep. Oh, yes, I know. We talked about that the other day, honey. Did you not see the one where I talked about Lucian Grains is the real problem? That's who they need to be after. He needs to be under investigation right now himself. Him and Diddy. Because what the H did they do to Justin Bieber? All right? And wasn't Lucian allegedly helping to fund Diddy's nefariousness? Here y'all go. It's all crazy.
There y'all saw it. Brad Slab TV said the queen been going all the way in, okay? And I love it. I love it too, honey. Pay attention. Okay, now let's listen to what the legal experts said about Diddy. Sean Diddy Combs, okay? I told you the legal experts said he may face the same plight as Jeffrey Epstein. Please pay attention. It's all going down. Sean Diddy Combs could end up dying in prison. This is what legal expert Naima Ramani claims in the wake of his growing sex trafficking allegations. So according to U.S. Weekly, the attorney who is not affiliated with Combs' case compared his dynamics with Jeffrey Epstein, who died by self-infliction in jail awaiting federal sex trafficking charges in 2019, and R. Kelly, who got sentenced to 20 years and sued from his child sex crimes. So they say, I wouldn't be surprised if this is another Jeffrey Epstein or an R. Kelly type of sex trafficking case that we're talking about, because there's multiple victims across multiple jurisdictions over a significant period of time. Now, and again, these are just allegations, nothing proven yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy is arrested in the coming days or weeks, and he's going to have to face these charges. Now, there's no possible plea that is going to get him off with a slap on the wrist or probation. If the prosecutors are successful and able to prove it, he may end up dying in prison. Additionally, these remarks came one day after news broke on Monday that law enforcement agents had raided two of Combs' homes. Homeland Security further confirmed that the raid stemmed from a federal sex trafficking investigation. What do you all think? I already told you all that if Diddy gets indicted, I absolutely think he's going to end up like Epstein. And by that, I mean the same thing that happened to Epstein, and they said that Epstein did it to himself. Because all these people are clearly pressed right now. Y'all heard the hip-hop cop said that Diddy's friends are spooked. They're all very nervous. And why are they nervous? Because guess what? Some of them are allegedly on those videos that were confiscated from the home. Some of them are on the videos. And what were they doing? Because remember, Rodney Jones said they were doing a lot of illegal activities. So as the feds are combing through these things, they can use the fact of any of them, if any of them are actually on the footage doing things they shouldn't be doing, they can actually use that against them to make them tell on Diddy. And I already told you all, these devils are going to start turning on themselves. They're going to, turn against one another. That's what they're going to do. Now, as I told you previously, people like Lucian Grange, Clive Davis, Ronald Burkle, those type of people, anybody from the Medici and Marcotte family, no. You're not going to hear anything about them. Trust and believe. Les Wexner, you're not going to hear anything about those people. Okay? Too big time. Please pay attention. So everyone, please get the likes up. Please get the likes up. Thank you in advance. I find it all so nefarious. Pearlie said, exactly, Queen. Jay Gray said he is going to prison. And Nate said the powers always break their tools when they are no longer needed. Absolutely, beloved. Lily said they scared Bieber straight to Jesus. Yes, absolutely. Dale said Elvis equals evils. Okay. Pissy Lola said, teach that truth, Queen. Disgusting. It absolutely is disgusting. At the end of the day, here's the thing. You want to know what's even more disgusting or equally as disgusting? The fact that some people who look like me are sitting here trying to defend Diddy's nefariousness. Now, I'll say this. Of course, these are all allegations at this point. Nothing has been proven as of yet. But for people who look like me to be making all these asinine excuses and then trying to go in on the people who in fact are reporting on him and who are in fact glad that he's been exposed, they sound so stupid. You have to ask yourself, these people are trying to make us feel bad and trying to shame us like, oh, y'all doing this to a black man. Y'all want to see a black man go down. It's always our own people. Well, here's what I have to say about that. So y'all don't care that he potentially could have had something to do with the demise of Tupac? You all don't care about the things that have been said by his own bodyguard, okay? About what he did to Kim Porter, like breaking her nose. You don't have a problem with that. You see, the only men that are defending Diddy are the same type of men as Diddy. These men are predators too. These men mess around with young girls, assault women. These men beat up on women. These men talk down to women. These men are the same type of men, because that's the only reason you'd be defending this foolishness, unless you're his attorney. Now, if you're his attorney, you're supposed to defend him. But if you're not his attorney, you're not on his legal team, and you're defending him after all these myriad of allegations have come from numerous people, and not only that, his people who have worked with him, like Gene Deal, okay, Mark Curry, okay, I'm sorry, Reggie Wright, all these people who know him personally. So you're going to discount all of that and still try to defend him and then try to go in on the people that are going in on him? Yeah, you're the same type of person as far as I'm concerned. Please pay attention. That's what it is. Hold on, beloveds. I set my alarm for something. That's what it is, okay? That's the only reason. There's no other excuse. There's nothing else that makes sense. You have to be the same type of person that he is, which I find absolutely nefarious as far as I'm concerned, okay? Now, with that all being said, let's get into the rest of these receipts. Because here's something else, too. There is a woman who used to be a reporter. I believe it was for the New York Daily Times, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Hold on. Before we get into that, let's talk about this yacht. Let's talk about Diddy's yacht, because this is another thing that they said was... okay, hold on. Now, here's what they say. Hold on, beloveds. They talk about his yacht, and they say that he was actually renting it. Hold on. Hold on, beloveds. Now listen to this, because this is when they're telling what all they were going into in the raids. Hold on. I'm going to share my screen in just a second so you all can see this for yourselves. Okay, here we go. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go.
Learning more about the sex trafficking raids on mansions belonging to Sean Diddy Combs. LA Times reports that agents seized hard drives and electronics. And what else? Derek Parker is a retired NYPD detective. He worked in the department's rap intelligence unit. Nice to see you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. So the reason why we know about this is because at least 4 civil suits have been filed against him. And in those suits, what were the allegations they were making?
Sex trafficking, gun possession, and narcotics.
Okay, and so the police made a move this week. And if you look at some of these aerials, Derek, they went in with a ton of firepower. Why was all that necessary?
Well, once they had information that there were probably weapons in the house and the drugs, they had to be careful. So they mounted a team of like their SWAT team to go in and to take care of that safely.
Here's from the LA Times saying that inside the Sean Diddy Combs raid, emptied safes, dismantled electronics, gun-toting feds. Sources said it appears investigators searching Combs' Holmby Hills home emptied safes, dismantled electronics, and left papers strewn in some rooms. Federal agents disabled his security system and seized the hard drive. That's a source according to the Times. So on the hard drive, that's where I assume they believed they needed it for evidence?
Well, the feds had a warrant to go in, and when they search these locations, their judge signs off on the warrant. They go in and they search everything in the house, from floors to cabinets to safes. They're all specified in the warrant.
Okay, so I mentioned the lawsuits, right? Just put those up here. This goes back to November of last year, right? Cassie, former girlfriend,
yes,
files these suits. The next month you have Jane Doe, not public, right? Says she was gang raped at age 17. Then you had a suit in February, another suit in March. If they go forward with this trial, where the raids happen in LA and the raids happen in Miami, the trial comes in New York?
Well, the Southern District is the one that's probably orchestrating everything right now. So everything that's coming out of this case is going to come from New York. Even though it's in Miami, even though it's in LA or whatever it is, they're going to take over. The Southern District is going to take. They initiated the case, and they're going to take the case.
Do you have any insight into his state of mind right now?
Not really. Listen, I knew Diddy back when I arrested him for the Club New York shooting, and then the assault with Steve Stout at MTV. We know each other pretty well. I mean, professionally. But I haven't seen him in years. But right now, it's got to be bothering him. You know, I mean, he's at this height in his life where he's a billionaire almost, and he's very, very well liked by some people, not by others. But he's very famous. I know this has got to be bothering him right now. All these allegations that have come out against him, and the people that come out against him.
You followed his career then.
Sort of, yes.
And I mean, you guys have that relationship, right?
Yeah, I've been following him from the time when I knew
Has he
him.
been living a clean life?
For the most part, I could say yes and maybe no. I mean, there's other people that if you ask, they're going to say no, that he's lived different lives.
How did I got to keep you on speed dial. I want to find out how you get to be the hip hop cop.
Well, we had a problem back in the days with the rap music.
Derek, nice to see you.
Nice to have
you. Thanks. You're welcome anytime.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Good Easter.
Appreciate it.
All right, now let's get into that yacht. Because like I said, that's one of the things they claim makes him draw comparisons to Epstein. On board Mariah, Diddy's $65 million super yacht made for entertaining. As the song goes, it's all about the Benjamins. Sean Combs, who is going by the name Love more recently, knows it's better than anyone else in industry. After all, he did record the track in question. Now, worth an estimated $900 million, give or take a few dozen million, Sean Combs is accustomed to the high life. He has long transitioned from being exclusively a recording artist in the real music or real money-making music business, producing and managing other artists and merchandising. Combs, or Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Love, or whatever else he might fancy calling himself, is the ultimate entertainer and businessman. So recently, Diddy has been sailing in Europe. Now, mind you, this is an older article. I went and dug this up because when they started talking about his yacht and it being like Jeffrey Epstein's, I had to go find out about it. Now, they go on to say that he was sailing in Europe and like many other fellow celebrities and pop-ups and multimillionaires, unlike those, he's doing it on his own yacht. The one he bought in 2012, the Mariah. Okay, prior to that, he owned the Lursian-built Oasis. Mariah is derived from Arabic and means many mirrors, but it could also mean admired based on its Spanish origin. Okay, now this is a super yacht. So let me share the screen so you all can see this, honey, because Diddy was doing the most. Goodness Rainbow said I lost focus and very confused based on his haircut. Goodness Rainbow, please sit down somewhere. Okay, not his haircut. All right, there it is. Certainly is fancy. $65 million. All right. Now let's talk about Star Island. Because they said this also is one of the reasons they're comparing him to Epstein. Inside of P. Diddy's life on Star Island, the enclave where billionaires and A-listers go to play. Now they say Diddy's homes in both Miami and Los Angeles were recently raided by the Department of Homeland Security. But it was the rapper's property in Miami that could cause the most attention due to its idyllic setting and exclusive backstory. Nestled on Star Island in South Florida, his home is one of two owned by the musician across the near 90 acres of gated land. It's only accessible via boats or across a single bridge and comes complete with private security and is mere minutes away from an airport. See, I told y'all he went out the back door. Didn't I tell you all that? Y'all need to pay attention, honey. When I be telling y'all stuff, y'all think I be playing around with y'all, but no. Diddy was at that darn house. When they showed up, he went out the back door. Okay, it's just minutes away from the airport. Not to mention, of course, these are all allegations. But here's the thing. That Crazy Rich Air says Diddy is a waste of life. This I am said facts queen, okay? Here's the thing. Now we know why the agent showed up on boats, because that's the only way you can get to it. I didn't know that. Very interesting. So it goes on to say it's mere minutes away from the airport. Now, if you want to be near the action, yet have privacy and exclusivity, it does not get away or get any better than Star Island. Okay, Realtor Ivan Chorney of the Ivan and Mike team at Compass told Fox that this is the best thing to do, basically, if you want to be private and have a good time. Now, Chorney tells the TV network that the island is aptly named as its home to dozens of famous faces, including once Jennifer Lopez. It is comprised of the most beautiful homes and the surrounding area. It's manicured to perfection. It's not only exclusive, but filled with mega mansions all around the water with incredible private docks. This private gated community boasts private security. It's accessible via bridge and is close to downtown, where all the best restaurants are. It is also minutes away from the airport, which is ideal for these Fortune 500 celebrities and tycoon owners, or those who are trying to escape a raid by Homeland Security. Diddy bought a spot on the man-made islands all the way back in 2003 when he purchased Tommy Mottola's sprawling 9-bedroom, 12-bathroom estate for $14.5 million, adding another property to his collection years later. Now, remember, the property that he bought from Tommy Mottola is one of those that he had debt on because, remember, he couldn't pay up all the money. Now, almost 20 years after buying his first house, Diddy spent $35 million on the house next door, Two-Star Island, previously owned by Gloria and Emilio Esteban. According to Fox, the 13-acre property boasts an 8,000 square foot mansion with 6 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms, in addition to an immaculate outdoor oasis. Now, it's the location for his annual New Year's Eve party, often featuring special appearances from showbiz pals like Travis Scott, Future, The Weeknd, and DJ Khaled. Remember what Jonathan Audie said about DJ Khaled and Diddy? Amongst others. He also threw a welcome party for Rick Ross. And remember what he said about Rick Ross, Diddy, and DJ Khaled. Now, he threw a welcome party for Rick Ross last July when he moved into his $37 million mansion. You know what I find interesting? Where is Rick Ross and DJ Khaled to stand up for Diddy? Where are they to defend their friend? The only one standing beside him, it looks like, is Stevie J. It looks like the only person standing beside him or speaking up for him is Stevie J. None of the rest of them are to be found. Not even Meek Mill. Not even Meek Mill. Meek Mill is out here too busy trying to make everybody think that he's not gay. Diddy gifted Rick his own golf cart at the time, explaining that this is your housewarming gift. You're not moving in because you just got approved by the community board. Now, this is an intimate space. This is really private. He doesn't let anybody hear. This is Star Island, but this right here is my housewarming gift because around Star Island, you could walk around Star Island, but it's better to drive. I'm not playing with you, Rose. No effing parties, no pool parties. I'm the head of the community. I don't do none of that ish. You hear me, Rose? We not doing none of that. Oh, that's his boyfriend. So he gave his boyfriend. All right, I get it. Yeah, that's clearly his boyfriend. Y'all can miss me with it. But let me continue. Not that I care that that's his boyfriend, but the thing I find interesting is, like I said, why aren't they saying anything in his defense? Okay, everyone's jumped. That crazy bitch Eric said he sounds crazy, okay? But anyway, it goes on to say, hold on, Lourdes Iatristi of Douglas Alleman told Fox News that Star Island has always lived up to its name, its name, and been somewhat of a playground for celebrities. Don Johnson lived there during the Miami Vice days. Vanilla Ice lived there. Lisa and Donald Pliner lived there. They lived at 29 Star Island, and they sold it to Trudy and Paul Sejas. I don't know who those people are, or Sejas. He was the U.S. ambassador to Belgium, appointed by President Clinton. Rosie O'Donnell lived at 43 Star. She sold to David and Linda Frankel. Shaquille O'Neal lived at 26 Star Island when he played for the Miami Heat. His property was comprised of 2 lots totaling 106,888 square feet. He sold it in 2009 to Naomi Campbell's billionaire boyfriend, Vladislav Doranin, for $16 million. In 2020, J-Lo and Alex Rodriguez purchased 14 Star Island for $24 million from Ken Griffin. And they later sold it back to him. So anyway, this is all crazy. Diddy's lawyer said that there was all an unprecedented ambush. We already know about all that. But now this is what I thought interesting. Let's hear what this woman had to say about Diddy. Okay, I just happened upon this information, but this lady said that she was a reporter back in the day. It's not so much what Diddy did, it's what she claims his bodyguard did. And see, that's why I told you all. Some of these bodyguards, they're out here singing like mockingbirds now, and it's all fine because I'm going to use their information to report. But at the end of the day, some of them were absolutely complicit. So I don't see how they can sit here and try to go in so hard on Diddy when they were right there when he was doing these things, and they didn't do or say anything about it. They didn't have a problem. Okay, but now they want to sit up here and talk. I just find it all interesting. All right, but I digress.
I thought I would share my own run-in with Diddy that was salty. Okay, and I'm sorry you have to look at him. Here, is that better? That's better. This weak-ass chin with his weak anyway, okay. I was like 24. I was a reporter for the New York Daily News in New York City. And my bosses had set up an interview for me to interview him about some idiotic product he was putting out, like cologne or breath mints or vodka, whatever. But it was like an official thing that we were setting up. I was going to meet him in a work capacity, okay? I get to this club in Harlem or something at like 10 at night. I have to like worm my way through the crowd, which again is not professional. That's not where you usually conduct interviews, like screaming over like Tayo Cruz blasting through the airways. But he knew I was coming. I was not approaching him as a fan because I'm not one. And I get up there and I talk to his bodyguard / I don't know who this person was, but like he worked for Diddy. He represented Diddy in some capacity. And I said, hi, I'm Shallon Lester. I'm here with the New York Daily News. We have an appointment, blah, blah, blah. Diddy, who had his sunglasses on at night and his overbite because he can't shut his mouth, looked at me, shook his head, and then motioned down like that. And in the moment, I was like, what is he motioning to? Like down like that. Well, I found out 2 seconds later when the bodyguard grabbed me by the vagina and pushed me away. Pushed me physically, which is not okay if he had grabbed me by the shoulder and pushed me. He grabbed me by the vag and pushed me away and back out into the crowd, and I like stumbled. Not, you know what, Mr. Combs has changed his mind. He doesn't want to do the interview, which is how a professional would conduct himself to another professional. Vag grab. And listen, I know that this wasn't Diddy who did this, but this was his representative. If I had a bodyguard and I found out they were grabbing chicks by the pussy, they would not work for me anymore. If they were grabbing people full stop who were being professional and courteous, done. Sometimes, Diddy, when you grab things by the pussy, they end up grabbing you back. Go get them, Cassie.
I'm sorry, who was his bodyguard? Trump? Was Trump his bodyguard? Because Trump said grab him by the pussy, okay? She said it was a vag grab. Honey, I find it all nefarious. Okay, it was his bodyguard, but if your bodyguards are openly doing things like that to reporters, okay, who could clearly report the story and make all of y'all look bad, that just lets you know what level of depravity that they were engaged in, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Alice said, who said she was professional? Well, she was a reporter, so I'm sure she thinks that she was. Purple said, what was this heifer talking about? Girl, nobody knows you. We don't believe you, and you need more people. Oh, I believe her, honey. Y'all cannot believe if you want to, but I absolutely believe her. Sounds like it makes sense to me. I don't know why she'd have to lie and make that up, because she said Diddy didn't do it. The bodyguard did. But that just speaks to the character of the people that he was around, as far as I'm concerned. And it goes back to what I said. A lot of these people were complicit with Diddy's actions. And at the end of the day, now they want to sit there and drag him. But y'all were right there when he was doing all this dirt. So miss me with it. That's how I feel about it. Okay, miss me with it. That's what they can do. Now, here's the thing. I saw a movie clip that Diddy was in. Let me find that real quick. And Diddy showed us who he was a long time ago in this movie. He literally played himself. And remember, I always tell you that they show us subliminals in movies, and they show us stuff that they really, really do in real life. And they put it in movies for kicks and giggles. And some of us let it go over our heads.
Excuse me. Come here for a second. What's your name? Destiny? Pay attention. You are going to go and have sex with Amber. Right now. Aaron, it's mama. Please don't make me do that. This is the opportunity that you've been waiting for. You are now in the power position. You hold all the power in your hands. Now this is what the music industry is all about. You just go crazy. I love this stuff.
He said, now this is what the music industry is all about. And he was so serious. And he wasn't acting. Okay? He was not acting, honey. This is what really goes down. Please pay attention. Now let's talk about Diddy's former dancer, what she had to say. Tanika. All right, let me pull this up real quick. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Thank you in advance. His backup dancer. Backup dancer reveals her experience. Okay, here we go. A former backup dancer for Sean Diddy Combs has spoken out to reveal her horrific experience with the rapper after his homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided. Goes on to say, Tanika Ray said in a social media post that she knew to avoid him at all costs, adding that nothing that's happening is surprising. Now, on Monday, federal investigators or agents raided Diddy's mansions in connection with a federal SEX trafficking investigation. Following the raids, Diddy released a statement through his attorney denying all wrongdoing and calling the raids a gross overuse of military force for which there was no excuse. The same day, a man police who have described as Diddy's drug mule, Brendan Paul, was arrested by federal agents in Miami at the airport. Now, since the raids, other famous figures have weighed in on the on the case, including rapper 50 Cent. The raids come after Diddy has faced accusations of sexual abuse. Okay, so now let me show you all Tanika. Hold on. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. And so this lady is 52 years old. She used to host Extra. For those of you who watch Extra, you ever saw that? She used to host that. Okay. Now she declined. She did say that she avoided him at all costs and that nothing that's happening is surprising. But she declined to share exactly what her experience was, only that it was horrific, but said that she always kept her space even as they crossed paths professionally. That included her being on a plane with him during his Citizen Change campaign, which he funded to urge young voters to get to the polls in 2004, and in subsequent interviews with him when she was on Extra. Ray's post came just hours after the former MSNBC host Ray shared a harrowing story about a relative's experience with Combs, in which he alleged the rapper ordered his relative, one of Combs' interns, to stay the night with him or else he'd end and terminate the friendship and internship. And so Ray said she's remained mum on what she knew about Combs for decades because she feared the fallout of revealing her story and that it would harm her more than it would Diddy. She said, if I told my story in 1996, then what? She said, ladies, keep space to heal and move on is the key. Shame on those men that let this continue. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Like I said, these men can sit here and tell these stories and act like, it's all so bad, and it is. But you were right there. You didn't try to protect these women. You didn't speak up for these women. You didn't do anything to intervene or any of that at the end of the day. So please miss me with it. They're just as bad as Diddy while they're sitting out here now trying to write books and tell all their stories and all that, okay? At the end of the day, they're no better than him. So goes on to say, shame on the men, okay, for letting this continue. Shame on me, maybe, for prioritizing my mental health, some would say. But after working in a place that snatches souls, mine is intact and of the light. I saved myself. And she added that Cassie got it, a reference to a lawsuit filed against Combs by his ex-girlfriend and fellow R&B singer Cassie Ventura. She privately settled with Combs in November, a day after she accused him of subjecting her to sexual and physical abuse for years. So, like I said, let me show you who this young lady is. Tanika Ray is her name. Now, I'm glad she did stay away from Diddy because she already knew what he was about. She already knew what he was about. Hold on, beloveds. Okay, here she is right here. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen, beloveds. Hey, Reggie. Let me see if I can zoom in. These are pictures of her right here. Like I said, a beautiful lady. Quintus says you're awesome, queen. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Okay, so all of these people coming out saying things about Diddy, all right, and I believe it all. I absolutely believe it all. So with that all being said, let's talk about Mike Tyson. Let's talk about Mike Tyson. Then I'm up out of here because I have a consultation to do it too. Now, Christy One Love said, yes, Diddy did it. Diddy told his bodyguard to violate that woman, that female reporter. He probably did. And even if he didn't tell him to do it, he didn't say anything. That's how you know that all of them was just no good. All of them were no good. They felt emboldened, whoever that guy was, in my opinion, because I wasn't there, but in my opinion, if that is true what she said, and I believe it is, well, because what did she gain by making it up? At the end of the day, they were all feeling probably entitled, emboldened to do these things after all the stuff they've seen Diddy do. Birds of a feather is all I'm saying. Let's not sit up here and act like when Mark Curry was talking about how they were putting stuff in those bottles and then telling the men that were with them, all the friends that were together with Diddy, don't drink out of those bottles, and giving those bottles to the women. And then they knew they had stuff in there to get them out of their mind and then dropping pills in their mouths. Don't tell me that they didn't do those same things too. Don't tell me that they didn't do those same things too. Now, the normal, rational-minded person seeing someone do something like that would be offended, would be appalled, would be like, wait a minute, what are you doing? But no, they didn't say and do anything because they were being paid by Diddy, and I'm sure they were being paid pretty good at least. And so, yeah, they did all that for money. So now they want to come running their mouths because they're not getting more of Diddy's money. That's what I think about them, okay? That's what I think about them. So they can miss me with it. All right. Yeah, that's just as bad as he is. Now they want to sit here and sing like Mockingbird. No, don't start talking now. Don't start talking now because you didn't say or do anything then. Yeah, that just gets on my nerves too. But anyway, let me show this clip of Mike Tyson, honey, because Diddy looked like he was hitting on Mike Tyson. And he's better be glad he didn't get knocked the F out, honey. He could have effed around and found out, but I think it was because they were on national TV. Please pay attention.
Truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh, yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Yeah. Well, now, when we come back, we're going to talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right? We'll be right back with more right after this.
Y'all saw that? Y'all saw that? What the hell was he trying to do to Mike Tyson? Trying to slide his hand up under that man's buns. That's what it looked like. Low down and dirty. Okay? Low down and dirty. I absolutely cannot. Roddy says Queen is right. Now everyone want to tell or admit. Yes, okay. Clout chasing. That's what they're doing. Clout chasing. All right. Now I might be being a little hypocritical because when they are out here spilling the tea, I'm going to report on it, mind you. But that doesn't negate the fact that you didn't say anything then, and now you want to run your mouth and spill all the tea. What were they doing? How do we know some of them didn't do nefarious things themselves? I have a whole lot of questions. See, here's the thing. Now I want y'all to think about this. If they were at these parties and Diddy was putting stuff in people's drinks, and you don't think that some of them had sex with some of those people that Diddy put stuff in their drinks? Y'all don't think some of them participated in some of the freak-offs? Now, I don't want to sit here and tell on Diddy. I find it all so interesting. Honey. They're all nefarious. Every last one of them devils. If you sat there and watched Diddy do this stuff and you helped him to do it, you put something in people's drinks, you knew the liquor bottles or the champagne bottles had stuff in them, and you knew not to drink them because of that, and you sat there and watched other people drink right off them and you didn't say anything, you just as bad as him. That's what it is. And I don't care who's mad. I don't care who is mad, okay? Now, with that all being said, Carla says Mark Curry is guilty just like Diddy, but not said anything about it. Yes, absolutely. Okay, Reggie said, that's what I'm thinking. They were complicit. Exactly. All right. Let's show that video from Mike Tyson again. Hold on, honey. I find it all nefarious. Queen, let's see that one more time. Okay, that's what I was about to do, honey. I was about to do it too, because the nerve of him. Did you see the look on his face? Oh, so crazy. Clive is reportedly living with a man. Oh, yeah, Clive came out the closet, honey, a few years ago. Sure did. Easy said, Queen, it's called co-conspirators. Exactly, beloved. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Shawana said, I hope they go to prison right alongside Diddy. Well, unfortunately, they won't, beloved, because the statute of limitations has passed. Unless one of them gets hit with a murder charge, honey, they're not going anywhere. But they shouldn't be going around here profiting from it, writing books and all that. Okay, Mike was like, no, Diddy, no. Okay? I mean, what was at the nerve of him? Doesn't that just show you how disrespectful? Let me just show that again, because I absolutely cannot.
Truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh, yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Yeah. Well, now, when we come back, we're going to talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right? We'll be right back with more right after this.
Hold on for a second. All right, honey. I'm sorry I was talking to somebody in the background. This is all nefarious. Trying to slide his hand up under Mike. Lily said, Queen said he was trying to touch his buns. He was. Sharon said Diddy needs to close his mouth. Honey, he could with all those teeth. He had more teeth than a dentist's office. Red said Diddy tried to grab those cakes. Lola said Mike should have discussed it. Mike should have knocked him out. Oh, he probably wanted to, but he was on national TV, like I told you. So he had to play it cool. And he not only moved his hand and sat it on his lap, he scooted over. Like, dude, don't even try it, okay? Who does that? Like, Daddy, have some. Lillian said his mouth hanging open. This is all crazy. Let me get a few more comments before I'm up out of here. Truth Over Everything said Diddy's face was shocked that he was rebuffed. Okay. I mean, why did he think Mike Tyson was going to be okay with that? Now you know Mike would have deleted Diddy with one punch. Absolutely. Okay. I find it all so nefarious. Anyway, with that all being said, I have a whole lot of receipts on Diddy, honey. We're going to get into some more of it tomorrow. With that all said, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. If you have not been receiving your notifications, beloveds, please double check to make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel. You all know how people sometimes become unsubscribed. Okay, I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day. For those of you who celebrate, happy Easter, because I don't. And you know, I hope to see you all in the broadcast, in the chat tomorrow. Okay, for your morning wake-up call. All right. Golden Child says Diddy is disgusted and needs to be locked up. But notice they did not raid as soon as Dad from Nickelodeon they didn't raid until as soon as Dad from Nickelodeon got exposed and straight. Honey, let me tell you something. I'm glad you brought that up. Absolutely, Golden Child. I said that last week. I said, why do you all think they descended upon Diddy's house right now, this time with the raids? That's because we all were talking about Nickelodeon being exposed last week. All of us who are worth our salt and reporting were talking about that. We were going hard in the paint. I know I was dropping all the receipts. Yes. And so with that all being said, they had to get us focused off of them. We can't have people that look like them being the face of this, so let's put it on Diddy. They did the same thing to R. Kelly when it was Harvey Weinstein. I showed you all the timeline. Exactly. We had a thorough video on that, beloved. Absolutely, honey. All right, you heard it here first. Please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, I hope you all enjoy your day. And each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor. Sold all in my skin. God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got